Hello, and welcome to Paul Best and Lexi Cress's Castle Project. So, when you would first enter our lands, you would see a village and some manors and estates surrounding the castle and villagers. Now, to enter the castle itself, you would have to cross this drawbridge, enter the first portcullis, and when you first enter the portcullis, you see this heavy iron gate. If you were sieging, you'd have to break past this iron gate and then past this wooden door. But before you could break past the wooden door, you would have a murder hole. And what the murder holes would do is the defenders at the top would open the murder holes and pour the hot boiling oil on top of you, or large boulders. And in Minecraft, they don't have hot boiling oil, so I had to use water. Sorry. And so once you get past the first portcullis, if you did get past it when you were sieging, these tents would be filled with villagers and peasants from around the city, or from around the castle, and they would be huddled in these tents, which are in the first courtyard, which tournaments and basically tournaments would be held. And across from the courtyard, we have the stables with the hay for horses to eat. Obviously, the horses in their stables, and a grazing field in the back where the horses can go and graze and roam around freely. So, these are the stables. And if you got past all the serfs and all the people out here, then you'd have to go past another portcullis through the inner walls. You have to break through another iron gate, get past another murder hole, and break past another heavy wooden door. And in this courtyard, there would be the kitchen for the king and his family, which are in the keep. And in some castles, the armories were in the inner courtyard, the outer courtyard, or even outside the castle itself. It just depended on what space they had. So when you first come in, you see the swords and bows. I apologize for the villagers. I'm not supposed to be in here. And you have the knight armor. So, kitchen, where you would cook your meals for the king, and the armory, where you would gear up to go fight. So, inside the keep, we have the main hall, which is where it splits up into the different rooms. In a real castle, there would be more rooms that connect to this, but I didn't have that much time or space, so I just made it into 2 sets of staircases and the Great Hall, with the great table that the king and his family and guests would dine at, and the king with his golden crown and his sword to fight with, if it came down to it. And once you come up here, the peasants and serfs and basically the laborers would have to bring the king's food to his family all the way up here, bring their clothes all the way up here, and into the living chambers, where they would come in here, they would sleep in here, they would read in here, well, if they could read. They would sometimes just look out over the kingdom from their windows. and the windows were glassless because they were saved. The glass was saved for the churches, which I was planning to build one, but I didn't have enough time. So, this has been my castle and Lexi's castle. And on the walls, we have the notches and the towers with the arrow slits. Oh, this tower doesn't have them. But the arrow slits. Oops. So the arrow slits would basically allow you to fire outside, and if there are any enemies, you could just shoot them from in here, from the safety of the tower. And more people could rush up here to provide more arrows, and they could just rain arrows down on the invaders. And it's like that for every tower. And so that's basically it. That's our castle with the moat that they would have to cross. And I chose this location because it's a flat valley, so you can see the invaders from anywhere that they might come. You don't have to worry about other obstacles getting in their way, so that they can have cover to advance in the castle. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching.